To Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead for them and their companies. I'm your host, Zach Young, and in each episode, we uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced along the way, and the strategies driving their future growth. Today, we're joined by Rhys Bonner, founder of Next Gen Coaching, a performance-driven fitness and lifestyle coaching brand focused on helping individuals build strength, discipline, and confidence through structured training and sustainable habits. Rhys combines physical training with accountability and mindset to help coaches move beyond short-term motivation and into consistent execution, using fitness as a foundation for long-term personal growth and performance. Rhys, a very warm welcome to Founders Future.
Hi, Zach. Thanks for having me on, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great episode. We got a lot to dive into. Before we do, I do like to start with your background, though. So before fitness coaching, before what you're doing now, can you walk us through what were you doing previously and what was really your inspiration for getting into this space?
So previously, I was actually a bouncer at a nightclub. Completely different field entirely. Kind of similar to some degrees, but that's what I did for a while. And the reason I got into actual coaching itself was I was kind of just stuck in my own personal rut. And I didn't really like the way that I was feeling. I wasn't going to gym as much, and I was just feeling I was going through the motions and stuff. So I actually reached out to a bodybuilding coach myself, who's extremely knowledgeable in Scotland, one of the top guys around here. And I basically asked for his help, and he took me under his wing, and he didn't just coach me, he also like trained me in nutrition, trained me on how to train properly, kind of gave me his whole background and knowledge, and I just tried to absorb absolutely every bit of information I could. And then I kind of just got the bug for it. I think once I got the bug for it, I was hyped, and then I started like coaching my friends, and then they were getting like ridiculous results, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to make a career out of this. And then I just, yeah, I've not looked back since.
One good coach can truly change your life.
It so can, and it's a trifecta. It's almost like a reverse, like a pyramid scheme in sense, but without the scheme. It trickles down. You know what I mean? Like some person gives me the information, then I do it, and then I coach a bunch of people, and then maybe one of those persons people that I coach get the bug as well, and then they go on to coach people, and then eventually there's just a plethora of healthy people get better, and it trickles down fantastically.
And that's your responsibility. When you have tremendous knowledge, right, you are obligated to share it with other people. Now, of course, it always helps to make a living off of it, of course, but yeah, you want to share with people. That is
Sure.
that
For
is
the
for sure.
start, for the very beginning, when I started doing it, like we weren't taking money for it. Like I felt I wasn't experienced enough in the beginning to be able to charge the prices that my coach was charging
Mm.
because I know how further ahead in the field that he was compared to myself. So it was mainly for free to start with. But even at that, the joy that you get out of it when you actually change someone's life for the better and they've lost like 20 kilos and you've done this for free, but it's like you get paid without money. You
Mm.
get paid in the joy of the actual experience and knowing that you've actually impacted this person's life like tenfold and they'll never go back to that way. And you've changed their habits, you've changed their lifestyle, you've changed their mental health. And it's that alone is amazing. But now obviously I'm in a position where I can charge, so money's nice.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, it feeds the soul, right? Feeding the soul is important. That is for
100.
sure. When did you become a coach?
So I started this in 2020 when I was first coaching, but I wasn't, like I say, I wasn't charging people. And then after a good year or two into it, I was, and then it just got better and better. And then I shifted over into posing coaching, which is now almost as big a passion, if not more, than the physique coaching, but they kind of come part and parcel.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm sure the business been through a few different iterations throughout the years. Like you said, you added in the pose and coaching. Walk
Yeah.
us through what working with Rhys looks like today. How do you structure your work with your clients? Who are you typically working with? Everything like that.
So for coaching stuff, I work with anyone that's actually willing to put the work in. So I don't just work with anyone. I will vet them first. I'll get on a call similar to what we're on just now, and I'll ask them a bunch of questions, like see where their motivation lies, ask them where their habits, like what their issues are. Because a lot of the things I think stems from just bad habitual habits, right? So not going to bed at the same time and getting up at the same time. Like something as simple as that can change the way that you are with your circadian rhythm. And then you've got not drinking any fluid at all apart from fizzy juice. It's horrendous. Bad diet habits, all these things as well. But then you can get someone who like wants to say, they say, yes, I'm so excited for this. I really want to come on board. I really want to change my life. And then they just don't. They kind of half-ass it a little bit. And only want to work with people who really want to put the work in. So I always make sure and vet them first to like that I get a good feeling with the client. We connect a little bit. We potentially work well with each other, and then we really hone in on trying to make a difference for them.
Mhm.
Once we've done that, I'll create their plan based on what their kind of needs are. Not everybody is the same. So, for example, I've had female clients who have kind of been suffering from depression, who are like postnatal and not really sure when they can get out and what they can't do certain things. They're on certain medications and they're restricted in certain avenues. But then there'll be someone who is free as a bird who can pretty much train all day, every day, and is up for absolutely everything. So you've got to find the middle ground a little bit and not treat all clients as, okay, here's your plan, off you pop. Everybody's, as an individual, it's very tailored. So making sure we're going to get a tailored plan to them so it fits around their lifestyle. And then from there, if there's a few things they don't do that we need to be ticking, so a certain bunch of metrics we want to be ticking off, like steps, moving frequently, doing your cardio, eating right, hydrating, getting your sleep in. You're not going to hit all of them immediately from the ground running if you are new to this. It can be overwhelming for a start. You know what I mean? If I just go, here, do all of this, you'd be like, whoa, it's sometimes a bit too much. So making sure we just hone on what you're good at for the first couple of weeks and then pick out the little bit of flaws. Like we can see habits that are falling and okay, maybe you've been sleeping like 4 hours for the last 3 weeks. That's not good. We need to have a look at your sleeping routine a bit more. Or maybe you're eating fantastically and sticking to diet, but you once you get in from work, you don't move, like you don't get off the couch and you're not doing any steps at all. So then I'd be like, okay, this is amazing, that bit's amazing, but this is where we need to work on now. And then
Mhm.
put the main focus on that. So every person is, yeah, it's very individual, but that's the way that I structure it around each client and kind of just make sure that we're always bigging them up for their strengths, but then honing in on their weaknesses to make sure we kind of get a well-rounded package.
And that takes time,
Of
right?
course,
This type of changes do take time, excuse me, especially for kind of the people that you mentioned earlier, very stuck in their ways. It's a habit issue. Like
sure.
breaking their is a
Unlearn,
job.
unlearn bad habits and create new ones is a task in itself, for sure.
That's why I say a lot. Like I don't look at you just as like a fitness coach. That's truly like life coaching. Okay, you're teaching people how to align their circadian rhythm. It's going to
Mhm.
impact their mental health in a better way. This is
Yeah.
life coaching. This isn't just getting a six pack.
For sure, the body comes with it as well, but I think like a lot of the stuff, if you're not mentally in it, you're not going to be physically in it. So
Mm.
I think these two, you need to fix up here before you fix your body, in my opinion. So if you're really struggling with these things, like I've had clients that have been on like medication for 10, 15 years for depression, and then once we fix all these things, they're like, I feel amazing, and then they can come off the tablets, and then they feel like a new lease of life, and it's crazy to be able to change things like to that degree. But then like when we don't, if we do that in reverse and I just say go to the gym, like 90% of the times when they check in, they'll just be replying with, I missed the gym this week, I missed the gym this week, I missed the gym this week, because they're depressed and they don't know how to get out of that mental state and that rut. So my main focus is always fixing upstairs before we start fixing the body.
Very important. Absolutely. Looking to the back end of the business for a second. How are your clients currently finding you to work with you?
Fighting me.
Finding, like marketing
Fight.
wise, like how do they find
Oh
you
yeah,
to
yeah.
work with you?
So normally through Instagram or word of mouth or Snapchat, any social media platforms, I normally post up all my clients who are particularly doing well. I'll share their stories. People will see it and think, holy crap, that took you 6 weeks to get like that. And when they've been going to Weight Watchers for 17 months and hardly lost anything. So once they see that and they kind of buy into it and message me, and then it's word of mouth from there. Or mainly just word of mouth. Other clients will speak to their friends, their family, they'll be in work and someone will ask, "Oh my God, like you've dropped like 2 stone like since the last seen you. How did that happen?" Oh, it was Rhys, and that kind of goes around that
Mm,
way. But I don't actively go out and have marketing campaigns or sponsored like social media or like marketing campaigns or anything along the lines of that at all.
mm.
I'm open. I'm live on social media a lot. I'm an open book, and the door's always open if you want to pop in, basically.
Got it. I'm curious, why not have marketing campaigns? Are you not looking to grow and scale, or what's the reasoning there?
I just don't think it's necessary, man. Like it's the business itself runs well enough as it is. And yeah, you could try and transform it into a 10-figure business if you wanted to, but in reality, I think that'll unless you expand and get more coaches on the team, I'm now giving other clients less time. Yeah. So if I have let's say 150 clients, massively successful, hundreds of thousands of pounds a year, I'm not going to be able to unless I find a really good method that's I don't know, some sort of system that I could be able to juggle that many people, then I would much rather focus on, say, 50 people and give them my full devotion rather than try
Mm.
and just spread myself thin and do all these things. It's not for me, it's not about money. Like, I'm not trying to just churn out a crazy market and money scheme. I'm trying to, the money is good, don't get me wrong, but I'm trying to change people's lives for the better. Like I'm trying to
Mm.
get them to be in a better place and be comfortable in their own skin. And I think money's a good byproduct of that, but it's not my main focus.
Yeah, it's about the personalization. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, for sure.
Got it. Okay. You mentioned the posing business.
Yeah,
I'm curious, how did that come about?
my coach, I ended up, my first ever coach who inspired me to get into the coaching game. We run our time eventually. I learned not everything that I could have, but a lot. And I thought it's time to look at other avenues, broaden my horizons, and start getting coached from a different coach and see what his perspective is. Because there's a million ways to skin a cat in this business. And there's so many different approaches and so many approaches that you wouldn't think to do yourself until you kind of see someone do it and think, oh, that's totally new. So my other coach that I joined, he's an IFBB pro, John Lofthouse, fantastic guy, really nice. And he's also like one of the best fucking, sorry for swearing, best posers around. Like he's fantastic at it. He's known for his stage presence and his posing in the bodybuilding community. So when I started getting coached by him, he was very on to me about posing. And then it turned out I had a natural knack for it. So he was getting me to kind of run through posing and stuff, and we noticed that it was something that I really enjoyed doing, and something that I was really good at just off the cusp. So we really focused on it. And he's got a posing university, which is basically to teach people how to posing coach and like
Mm.
where you would stack your joints or how you would rotate your thoracic extension and all those type of body mechanics things that we learn and that you would move into a certain pose. So I just took it from there, and it's something that I really enjoy. It's almost like dancing with muscles to a degree, but it's super fun. And when you're competing competitively, like in bodybuilding, there's so many shows that you'll go to, and they've spent so long honing in on their physique and getting into incredible shape and standing up on stage, and they just look crap. Like they don't know how to present their physique to the best of their ability, and it hurts as a fan and as like someone who goes to shows. When you're watching the show, you're like, oh man, like you could look so much better than what you do right now because you've got the physique, you just don't know how to present it. That was, yeah, I kind of got in through that way, but it's something I really enjoy doing.
Very interesting. For the listeners that aren't too familiar with the bodybuilding scene, could
Mhm.
you just walk us through, like, especially when it comes to the body posing, like, how long are you working with them for? Are you guys doing this over FaceTime? Walk us through the structure of it.
Yeah, there's multiple ways to do it. So you can do it through a Zoom call, but the thing about doing it through a Zoom call is it's a 2D space. So you can, if I get you to hit front on, I can't look around the side of you on a Zoom call, right? So you have to turn them around more and try and turn a 2D space into a 3D space. But a lot of the calls, you could be on a 45-minute call, you could be on an hour-long call, and they could be through Zoom. Or if you're local, then certainly an in-person posing session would be far more advantageous than a Zoom call.
Hmm.
But the beauty of learning to do it in the modern day, like in a 2D space, is that you can pose people all over the world and you don't have to go anywhere. So it's hard for them to get in a room with you, but you can still make massive changes. But you have to kind of get comfortable with moving them around. So if I'm getting you to hit a front double bicep here, then there might be something off with too much leaning back or too much thoracic extension. So I'd maybe need to turn you on your side on the camera so that I can see you hit it from a side on angle because I'm not in that 3D space. So it's you can do it that way, but yeah, it's mainly in person or Zoom call.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. And you talked about on your social media, you're posting a lot of testimonials, right? Clients' results. Obviously, a good way to get people in the door. It seems like, especially after 2020, everyone and their mother became a fitness coach. It's quite a saturated industry.
For
How do you go
sure.
about standing out from the crowd?
So social media is normally the way to do it, and I think I could probably stand out more than what I do if I was one of these guys who was making all these crazy reels every day and dropping content constantly and doing all that. But I think a lot of people that in the industry can maybe get too caught up in the content and forget their actual job, and they spend more time creating content and trying to get clients in than actually honing their own skills and getting better at being a coach. For me, it's not really trying to stand out as much. It's just continuing to do what I do and persevere what I do already and just get really good at it and just keep sharing client stories. And that alone, those stories and those success rates will speak for themselves. And over
Mm.
time, that'll just keep going and going.
Yeah, you're focusing on becoming the best coach you could possibly be for the clients you do have. That
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense. A lot of sense. 2026 is slowly, but also very quickly coming up on us. Do you have any goals you've set for yourself in the business you're looking to achieve next year?
Yeah, for sure. First of all, I'm competing myself next year. So
Nice.
that's my main focus and goal. And I also have a child on the way, my first baby on the way in March as well.
Nice.
That's a big focus.
Mm.
So I think my main things for the business, I'm just going to continue to try and do what I do and expand. We've got, we're going to do like a posing tour potentially across Europe. So like we're going to be in Germany, we're going to be in the Netherlands, potentially England, Ireland, to do posing seminars, if you will, get a bunch of people from certain gyms and areas to come in and kind of learn how to pose. That would be up there with the main goal. But after that, man, I'm probably going to try and take a back seat a little bit and just continue with the coaching. Like for my own competitive lifestyle, once I compete in March and April, I'm going to take a back foot and spend a little bit more time with family stuff and raise this baby we've got coming.
Great time, man. A lot of stuff going on, but business is great, but kids are the best. So you'll
Yeah,
learn that very soon. Very good.
I'm sure I will.
You will. You absolutely will. It'll be adjustment at first, but promise will be the best thing that happened to you.
Yeah,
Very
for
good.
sure.
Very good. Reese, where can the listeners find you? Where can they connect with you online?
So Instagram's probably the best place to connect with me. Next Gen Coaching, all one word. That's probably the main platform I use. On there's a link, and then you can pretty much catch me everywhere else through that link. So there'll be a direct link to the WhatsApp where you can actually just chat with me directly. And if you have any questions about potentially wanting to step on that journey but not sure where to start, or something that's maybe holding you back from actually taking that leap, you can just message and talk through with that as well. I'm not going to charge for a consultation. Sometimes I've had clients approach and they're like, oh, I really want to do this, but I'm not sure it's for me. It's maybe too extreme, or I don't know how to go about it. And all it takes is just a bit of human touch and just a bit of conversation. But like, why do you feel like you're holding yourself back? What actually is the issue that's stopping you doing this? And then
Mm.
kind of getting them to answer their own question, and then they realize that there's nothing holding them back apart from themselves.
That's we love getting in our own way. Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely. Very good. Reese, pleasure having you on, my friend. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Zach, man. It's been nice. Take care.
Absolutely. And that will wrap up another inspiring episode of the Founders Feature. To our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to go and connect with Reese on his Instagram. All of his links will be in the show notes and description down below. And if you are a business owner, specifically a coach, consultant, or agency owner, and you're looking to scale your business, and you really want to enhance your sales and marketing efforts, visit closers.io to hop on a call with our team and discover how we went from 0 to 30 million per year in less than 3 years. Until then, keep on climbing.